Hi, it's Anika, and in this lesson we're going over an advanced method of Java programming, arrays. Arrays are variables that can store elements of data within them. They can only store a specific number of elements, and each element has to have the same data type. Let's say that this array is a Boolean array. In this case, each element has to be either true or false. You can call a certain element by calling its index. For example, the first element here has an index of 0, and the second element has an index of 1. Remember that for each and every array, the first element always has an index of 0. This means that the last element is always 1 less than the total size of the array. Each of the elements inside of an array is like a variable. They can be changed or altered throughout the course of the program. There are two ways to build arrays. The first way is to define all the elements at first. We would do this by writing the type of data stored inside of the array, followed by 2 square brackets. Then we would name the array and insert the values of the array inside curly brackets. The second way to build an array is to define the elements later on inside of the code. The syntax for this looks a lot like a scanner. This is because both arrays and scanners are objects. Don't worry, we'll go over objects in the next lesson. We write the type of array, let's say a string, followed by 2 square brackets, and the name of the array. We set this equal to new string with the number of elements of the array inside of the square brackets. So if we wanted seasons to have 4 elements, then we'd put 4. Then later on inside the code, we can set each of the values of the elements. We could do this by writing seasons, then whatever value we want to set. Let's say we want to set the first one, and make this equal to winter. So we can call a certain element inside of an array by saying the name of the array, followed by square brackets, and whatever the index of the element is inside of those square brackets. Arrays work very well with loops. Let's do a really quick example. Here we'll create an array called names and store the values in it. We want to print out Bobby, so we'll create a for loop. We'll write for int I equals 0, since remember that the index of an array always begins with 0. Then we want to repeat printing out each character until we get to the end of the array. We can find the length of the array by typing array.length. So we want I is less than names.length. Then we'll write I++ because we'll have the index increase each time. Then we want to print out each element of the array. So we'll put system.out.println name with I in square brackets. When we run this, it prints out Bobby. Let's try another program. What if we want to check if 2 arrays are equal using loops? Try to figure that one out on your own. Okay, let's first make 3 arrays. 2 of them are equal to each other, and 1 of them is not. We have to use a for loop for going through the elements of the array. So we'll have for int I equals 0, and I is less than num1.length. We want to check if I in num1 is equal to I in num2. We'll use an if statement. So if num1 is equal to num2, then we'll print out so far so good. Else, so if num1 is not equal to num2, then we'll print out not equal and break out of the loop. Now if we run this, we get so far, I misspelled it, but we'll get so far so good 4 times. But if we replace num2 with num3, we get not equal on the second number, which is true because 3 does not equal 2. There actually is a 1-line command to check if 2 arrays are equal. That's arrays.equals, and then you put the 2 different arrays inside the parentheses. But this was a fun program to write, so whatever. In the next lesson, I'll go over another advanced method of Java programming, objects, and if I have time, I'll go through methods as well. Thank you for watching.